Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the harsh reality of Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. There's been a lot of chatter this week, and there's been a lot of, for the most part, talk. And ESPN Shams reporter, veteran reporter, has been talking about the conversations between the Bucks and also the New York Knicks about potentially trading for the two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. And there's been a lot of headlines that have been coming out of it. One of the biggest headlines has been Giannis says his focus is to be solely focused on the Bucks, but he's human. So if he changes his mind, he just wants grace. So when you're thinking about just the Milwaukee Bucks and what their roster looks like, from the standpoint, the Milwaukee Bucks are not a championship roster. Even though they do have Cole Anthony that they made a deal for, even though they do have Kyle Kuzma that they brought on last year, Kevin Porter Jr., Bobby Portis, Taurean Prince, they have a Gary Trent Jr., and they did sign Miles Turner as possibly the best free agent on this past offseason. But you got to think, there's no expectation for the Bucks to win the title. I know that we talk about so many different teams on the East like Boston, even though Tatum's going and possibly going for the year, and we talk about the Pacers with Halliburton possibly going, but there's not really conversations. You talk about the Knicks, you talk about the Sixers, but there's not really a real conversation about the Bucks. And that's for the sole reason that I think that Giannis Antetokounmpo is on his way out the door. As much as he wants to remain loyal to a team that he brought a championship to and 2 MVPs to, you just got to ask yourself, when is enough enough? The Bucks aren't a bigger market to where they can attract quality free agents that want to be there. They're not a South Beach destination, or they're not a Los Angeles Lakers destination. So you got to ask yourself, what's going to get guys to Milwaukee? What's going to get them to the freezing snow in the winter times and fall times? And what's going to get them to be there and stay there? Unless you're traded there, they're not coming. And when you think about overall what the Knicks have a full roster of players, picks, and also they can possibly attract a third trade partner that can help them. With Milwaukee being the best that they've been at certain points, when they had Dame Lillard and when they had Drew Holiday, the fact of the matter is Giannis isn't a guy that's going to partner well with anybody currently on his roster. And you got to think, the last couple of years, having a Dame Lillard, having some of the best young core players in the NBA, I wouldn't say they're bad core players. But Giannis has been hurt during the playoffs. He's missed it significant time during injuries in the playoffs. And it just hasn't meshed well for this team. Not to mention, Doc Rivers is your coach. So from a standpoint, maybe a trade to the New York Knicks is going to better him. But playing with Jalen Brunson isn't going to be any better. If anything, if I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, I want to play with Cat, not Brunson. We've seen you play with a Jalen Brunson before, a la Dame Lillard. Because Brunson's not a big guard. You got to play with a guard that has size, that can play defense, that can set you up on a good foot offensively, that doesn't need the ball in their hands just like Jalen Brunson does or Dame Lillard did. So from the standpoint, defensively, you're at your peak. One of the best two-way players in the NBA. You play defense well. You play offense well. When you get up around the glass, it's almost considered an instant bucket. When you're playing defense around the bucket, it's almost considered an instant block or an assist on defense where you're making the shot harder for the team to hit. So now, with that being said, you want to play with other guys that are good athletically and guys that can possibly help. So if I'm New York, I'm saying, okay, if I can add Jalen Brunson to a package, what can I get for Giannis Antetokounmpo? How many more teams do I need to help get into this so we can get this done? You can find a point guard to play offense and defense anywhere. You don't need your point guard to be magnificent for this team to be great and to win the title if you have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Karl Anthony Towns on the same team. The Knicks have enough roster depth on the bench. Remember, you got Clarkson on the bench who can come in and start for you. You got a number of people that can actually come start for you for the Knicks. That's going to be a destination place, especially if Giannis Antetokounmpo is there. So I think Giannis' best bet is going to the New York Knicks, playing under the big stars, playing under the big lights. It'll be helpful. And it'll help him get the surrounding help that he needs to finish out and win more NBA titles. All you Bucks fans, all you Knicks fans, get in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. And I'll see you on the very next episode.